bitch's face against the glass. Do you see that? Yeah, you're a real stout.
He said,
Yeah, you're a real stout.
okay, now. Yo, what's good? It's your boy Woodz. In this video, you guys, we are going to get into, once again, why retro gaming's important. Within this mystery, I've brought up a lot of different games that tie into certain things. Not only Postal, but a lot of different GTAs and a lot of different games that are from Rockstar. Now, the point here is that we need to understand exactly why retro games tie into certain clues and certain important things within these clues. Now, I'm going to show you a lot of implications throughout this video that show why this mystery, okay, for a few reasons, is a lot bigger than not only us, but it's bigger than just looking at GTA 5. And they were showing us this from day one, okay? Something as simple as a clue and or an Easter egg, once again, that we're going to look into deeper here, all right? Now, this is something that has never been talked about and something that isn't even found on the wiki, okay? But I have found exactly what character it is today, and yes, it is an Easter egg here, okay? This character here is Donald Love, okay? I'm going to show you exactly on the screen right now. But the point here, okay, the point in why I'm bringing up this character is because we need to realize that not only has this never necessarily been found within the community or talked about, but if this is hidden, something as significant as a tie to a character in their past games tied to a clue, if this is hidden, okay, then there's a lot of other things that can be just hidden right in plain sight, okay? Now, that's a lot of what we're going to be getting into this year in a lot of different videos along the way. Now, we're going to try and stay along with what, we're really talking about today, and that is retro games. But most notably, GTA 3. And as you can see, Donald Love, okay, once again, a segregation of a name, all right, that we have looked into, all right, a concept that we have looked into numerous times, ties us right back into elements of the mystery, and not only elements of the mystery, but into past games, okay, and why the retro games need to be looked at way more importantly within GTA's past, but not only their past, but why certain things needed to be paid attention to within retrospect, like the word love or even stretch, okay? Once again, more implication of things that tie into certain people. Now, the fact is that Donald Love here ties to GTA 3. And so does a lot of other clues that tie into answers here that have to do with GTA 5. Now, within the GTA 5 mystery, you guys, we know that the Altruist camp is very tied to not only the workings of Paul, but also why Paul is tied to not only Aaron Paul within the segregative clue, but also why Aaron Paul is tied to Claude Speed. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to something here, okay? The Altruist camp, okay? they go by an assortment of colors, not only within their logo, but within their writings, okay? Because in their writings, okay, they have different chapters, but their chapters are all named after different colors, okay? Once again, one cyan block, or cyan. The point is, you guys, is that this color, once again, here, all right, pay attention to the color. Now, as you can clearly see, when inverted, you guys, okay, cyan or cyan becomes red, all right? But pay attention to the fact that this is all within the color spectrum of the peach, okay? That red, yellow mix, okay? Now, pay attention to this. Yellow, all right? And what does it invert into? Blue, okay? Once again, something that I've brought up in numerous videos. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to something. I didn't make this up, okay? They are showing you this, not only with the altruist camp, all right, but also within their history. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by their history. They've literally been showing us the same inversion and all of these different clues from day one. Now, you know what's pretty interesting, you guys? Within one of the most noted updates, once again, within GTA Online, you guys, is the heist update, okay? The one that we all wanted from the very beginning, okay? Now, what they gave us, okay, was a replica or a different variation of a car. But this car was very important within understanding not only the past of GTA, but why it connects and why we needed to pay attention to certain things within their path. Now, understand, you guys, the Kuruma, all right? Because this Kuruma car has been tied to GTA from the very beginning. And it all ties right back into GTA 3.
Rest of the city.
Come on! Señor Dickhead. Dickhead. It's no problem to kill you. You're gonna be sorry. Aye, get lost.
I know a place on the edge of the red light district where we can lay low, but my hands are all messed up, so you better drive, brother.
Now, once again, you guys realize the Kuruma, all right? If you didn't already know that this is not only part of GTA's past, but this was an implication in order to understand exactly where it came from. They put that shit in the update for us to jog our memory, okay? Simply to jog our memory on what was relevant with this car, okay? This was one of the most relevant things within its history, and it's tied to speed. Now, throughout literally about 90% of my videos, I've literally been bringing up blue and yellow and gold and green and a lot of these colors, but most notably the inversion, okay, from yellow to blue, all right, gold and blue. Now I want you guys to really think about this. Not only does it relate to the very first alien that you see within GTA 5, but it relates to a lot of the assimilation of not only Epsilon, but also Michael, and why it relates to all of the biblical things, and also why it relates to these things that have to do with water. Like all these water aspects have to do with yellow. But we need to think about all of these things within a grand gesture and why they even relate back to Claude's speed, okay? He was wearing blue and yellow shoes in the very first game. Now understand, when the brightness is fully enhanced, you can clearly see that these shoes were intended to be blue and yellow from the very beginning, and we were supposed to understand not only colors but the spectrums from inversion of the colors. Alright? And we didn't notice this because we were so fixated on things that were happening right in front of our eyes, but not the things that happened right in front of our eyes. Meaning things that happened before we even had GTA 5. Now, what I want to show you guys here, alright, is something that kind of confirms exactly what I've been talking about in a lot of my videos, alright? Notice how it says stop on the blue marker, okay? The blue highlighted marker. Now, realize what we have in GTA 5. Once again, you guys, within backwards symbolism, we have yellow markers, okay? Marking where we need to go when it comes down to these different missions. It's all about these different inversions that they have been showing us throughout the gaming history. Now, what we're going to talk about right now is something very interesting. Now, I want you guys to really think about this, and I'm so serious because my theory about Claude Speed and why he's tied to the next GTA and why he could be tied to, you know, being a regaling of Claude Speed is because not only is it well within their right to do it, but it's well within their nature to shout out the next game that they're going to do. And this is no joke, okay? Now I'm going to show you something that confirms not only our process, but it confirms that they have been using this process way before we even started this mystery, okay? This is shit that was literally back in 2000s, you guys. The 2002. Easily before then, okay? Now I need you guys to understand. This is the first place you go within GTA 3. GTA 3, you guys. And look what they have right in the first mission area. A poster that says Bad Fellas, okay? But understand, you guys, if we had used this process that we use today, that we have created, if we had used this process back then, we would have figured out a few things, okay? Like why this is a duality of Goodfellas. And guess who was in Goodfellas? Ray Liotta. Or should I say, Tommy Vercetti, okay? So understand, in an earlier GTA, they had a huge clue that if you had saw deeper things in the Easter egg, you would have saw something that was going to happen later on. So this is a big part of what I mean by understanding clues deeper than what they were supposed to be understood, because it's the truth. There is no truth bound by anything else but this. And if you don't get the process, to be perfectly honest, there's no getting around this, you guys. And I'm not saying this to be cocky in what we have learned, but it's the truth. Bad Fellas, okay? Once again, we could have let this there and it could have just been a Goodfellas reference. Okay, simple Easter egg. But what are we going to do? Go deeper. Goodfellas. Not only understanding Martin Scorsese, but Ray Liotta. A person that they were going to choose. So, once again, I ask you, is Claude Speed most likely going to be in the next game, and is he going to be played by Aaron Paul? But that's not necessarily what I brought you here for. I want you guys to just pay attention to the fact that this confirms a big part of the process here. Now, what I want you guys to pay attention to here is something very relevant within not only the Illuminati symbolism within GTA 5, but a big part of what's been going on within understanding the inversion from blue and yellow, but understanding why the I, okay, or information It's a big part of understanding not only the mystery, but a big part of understanding the game. Like literally and figuratively, it's all bound by not only metaphors, but how we understand metaphors in order to take us into physical things. Now, what I want to show you guys here, all right, is a point of going deeper. And I'm going to show you a big confirming clue as to why we've been looking up a lot of different shows and why a lot of those different shows within Great Scott that I brought up are still relevant and why they always will be and why they're going to give us the same bit of clues but deeper into what we need to look for, and it's the God's honest truth. Now, this is something, once again, I cannot make up and I can't use for my own benefit. Far be it for a lot of people to say, thinking that I just bring up a lot of shit so that, it eventually creates a coincidence. No, this is no coincidence, okay? This is how the fucking mystery was built, and I'm showing you guys that this is what Rockstar has set forth. This is old, you guys. I can't manipulate old ass games, okay? They put a clue here right now, all right, that says don't spank my bitch up, okay? Now I want you guys to understand, if you're, probably not old enough to understand, that this is based off of an old ass fucking song called Smack My Bitch Up, okay? Now, this is a lot of what the song sounds like. That song was made by The Prodigy, you guys. Now, I'm not going to drag on too far as to what these deeper clues go into here, but I am going to show you a big part of why this confirms that we are looking at the right things here, okay? Just to confirm, Back to the Future, once again, a big point of source material here, okay? But who is in Back to the Future? Not only Marty McFly, but a person who played Marty McFly's dad. And his name was Crispin Glover, okay? Now, he has played a lot of different things and a litany of different movies, but the point here is that we're going to get down to the source material and why this shit, it really has to do with not only him, but a lot of what he has done, okay? But most notably, what ties into the clue here, which is the song, okay? You need to realize, once again, Don't Spank My Bitch Up was a bit of Smack My Bitch Up, okay? But Crispin Glover was also in a movie called Charlie's Angels. now that we understand that Prodigy, okay, this song is tied to not only GTA in the past, okay, but it's also tied to Back to the Future and stars within Back to the Future, we need to realize something here. The Prodigy, you guys, has a great deal of work that they have done in their history, okay? But realize, you guys, this shit has literally been tied to a lot of things that we have seen before. And a lot of things that I've been bringing up numerous times over and over again. Like, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Okay? and to be perfectly honest, I found this specific connection by accident. And this is part of what I mean by it's not a coincidence, you guys, okay? They tied this algorithm to a lot of things and it seems broad enough to almost dismiss. But it's not meant to dismiss. You need to start connecting everything that it's tied to. Even why this shit just brought us right back to Need for Speed and Most Wanted, okay? The clues are literally tied to every bit of it, okay? Now, even, okay, not only Charlie's Angels, but a lot of the clues that have been doing with the Matrix that I brought up, okay? This shit is beyond, okay? And I mean beyond bigger than GTA. But they knew that shit. So what they did is they tied the shit we want, once again, jetpacks, time travel, and so on and so forth, and even deeper things. They hid all of that behind the things that we need to decode. Even when looking at an anime, okay, that ties right from the song, okay, to Sky Blue, okay, once again, universal clues. Now, one thing that's even more interesting, you guys, is another show here called The East Enders. Now, what's interesting about this show is that it stars a few people, okay, but within its entire cast, it has, out of all of these people who starred in this show, one person sticks out, and it's actually pretty much tied to a universal clue. Great Scott, okay? Scott Maslin. Now, Mr. Scott Maslin played Claude Speed in Grand Theft Auto 2. Okay, now I want you guys to understand what I mean by this. All we needed to do was look up Claude Speed, and it would have took us to all of the clues that took us into different answers. We just needed to pay attention to the right chain of hints here.
On the street goes by the name of Spank. Some wise guys been introducing this trash to my girls down.
Now, I want you guys to pay attention to something, and this is very important, okay? And I mean it. This is single-handedly what they were specifically talking about, you know, among dualities when it comes to birds and why it relates to not only a bird's eye view, their past games, Claude Speed, and so on and so forth. And it was all tied to giving us that bat at the Ultras camp, okay? The Ultras are exactly who tell us about this specific color. And it's one cyan block, okay? But at this cyan block, all right, is a red bat, okay? Now I want you guys to pay attention. There's a bat at the Ultras camp, all right? The Ultras camp has a scripture that tells you about one cyan block, and then they have a bat on their rock. Now, I already told you why this all relates right back into pigeons, but this pigeon tied us right back into this retro game. But to bring us an answer, okay? One cyan block. Now, what we're going to pay attention to here is something that once again confirms the fact that this fucking mystery is bigger than GTA 5, and why we needed to pay attention to every single game within Rockstar's history. It's not just tied to one specific game. This mystery is huge, and they have been tying it to shit that they have been showing us over the years. Okay? And even something as simple as a lie, you guys, and why it has to do with an 8. Okay? Fabric 8. Wordplay. To fabricate or to lie. Okay? All of these things were tied to things that we have seen in GTA 5. Lies tied to truths and so on and so forth. Now, another thing I want you to pay attention to here is that this word makes absolutely no sense. Capitally, like, it's not an actual word. You can look it up. It's not Italian. It's none of that. I've tried. If you can find the word, then, you know, so be it. But as far as I'm considered, this is actually wordplay for capital I. Okay? Literally, capital I. Now, the point here, you guys, is that wordplay is what not only brought us here, but understood the point, okay, from getting to GTA 5 to getting to GTA 3 and in vice versa. All right, we went from A to Z and back again, literally, only to understand where the truth really lies. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to something once again, and why GTA 5 once again has been telling us about Claude Speed and even the retro games from the very beginning. The Stallion. Okay, there's no other reason why Michael would have said that Stallion reference, alright, if it wasn't closely tied to a past GTA game for us to relate things to and understand clues. Now, as for part 1 of this video, you guys, I'm going to leave it short here and just show you guys somewhat of an implication as to what I mean by all of this and why I'm saying that this is not only bigger than GTA, but this is definitely bigger than GTA 5. We need to understand every single game that Rockstar's put out, and I mean it. Every single one has clues, no different than even the movie clues and the show clues that I've shown you guys throughout the times. The fact here is that this is only more implication as to why they're telling you guys to look in the 80s and look at different movies and look at different things, even looking at their old games. But for now, I'm going to leave it here. And just understand that, once again, there has been a clue that has been right in front of our face in GTA 5, tying us into looking at their past and understanding the past for more ways than one, and for understanding the sound in which all of these musical clues were all to conform in order for us to understand that they were important. Now, for part 2, just know that there will be a lot more information coming and a lot more answers exposed as to why we're doing the things we're doing, and even along the way there will be some physical connections and even physical triggers being shown along this year. But that's neither here nor there. I want you guys to stay focused as to what we're talking about and just what I mean by these things tying to older games and so on and so forth.
That radio.
My desire,